From Janesville, Wisconsin, this is Community Concert. The performance where you, the community, are invited to experience the live video production. This episode features Scott Stenten. So find your seat, the show is about to begin.
Till I saw the sun, don't know why I didn't come. Left you by that house of fun, don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. When I saw that break of day, wish that I could fly away. Instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops down in my hand. Well, my heart stretched and wide. You'll be on my mind forever. That endless sea, I would die in ecstasy, but I'll be a bag of bones, driving down the road alone. But my heart stretched and wide. You'll be on my mind forever. Well, something has to make you run. Don't know why I didn't come. Feel as empty as a drum. Don't know why I didn't come. I 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 don't know why I didn't come. No, no, don't know why I didn't come. No, no, don't know why I didn't
I played a little guitar and piano when I was a kid. Got kicked out of the neighborhood band. I mostly got into trouble with my derelict friends and laid walls. My mom didn't think I was going to make it. I think she thought I was going to end up dead or in jail. And then I discovered photography. I got into photography when I was in high school, and the school darkroom became our own little clubhouse. We'd just hang out there and print tons of black and white photos. And then my cousin Dale called and said, "Why don't you come down to Chicago and work for some real photographers?" I spent a couple years working as an ambitious photographer's assistant, soaking it all up, diligently taking notes and shooting my own samples after hours, learning about lighting and how to keep track of complicated multiple exposures. Then I teamed up with some friends and we started our own photo studio. Chicago Magazine said, "The second floor headquarters of Studio B on Van Buren Street is alive with the sounds of rock music. The sight of L cars careening around the loop tracks and the smell of salami, among other things, drifting up from somewhere down below." Studio B is a collective name for 4 photographers, Danny O'Connor, Scott Stenten, Gary Hannebarger, and Rocco Corbino, who've been collaborating for 6 months, and goes on and on.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see while you're light. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird, fly. You
I started playing guitar with a vengeance. Eventually, I started my own photo studio, but I found myself spending more and more time playing guitar and writing music than trying to work as a photographer. I became obsessed with new ways of playing guitar. Then I realized that if I had two necks, it would make it easier because the notes that I played with my right hand wouldn't cancel out the notes that I played with my left hand. So I put a guitar on a stand and I started to play them both at the same time.
Yeah, dig this. This is the Ibanez on the top, the Brad Larson Special on the bottom. Now let's get a little wacky here. 201.
I took it everywhere. I'd busk on the streets like 3 or 4 days a week, play solo down by the Sears Tower, catch people leaving work to go to the trains. Or if the Cubs were in town, I'd go to Wrigley Field and play from about the 6th inning on. I was really getting more into jazz and trying to learn how to improvise and play solos. I still had fun playing the rock clubs, but I felt I needed to get deeper into learning how music worked before I could really do anything.
I've been living on the edge a little too long, trying to lay a different jam, not the same song. Jam guitar kicking whether you're hip, hidden on the streets just so I can make the scene. Outside, that's where I'm not, cause I'm inside, not out loud. You know I'm working, trying to pay my way, but it's uphill every day. done told me that I got to leave you, and the angels walked away. So I told him that I sing my own. He said, I'll never let you get away, ever since you went away. Daylight shine like I see tomorrow, can't see it with your shadow gone. But if we held one time deep inside, I know you never let me get away, ever since you went away. Yes, I say, whoa, toe to toe we go. Whoa, toe to toe. Whoa, toe to toe we go, ever since you went away. Even though I dreamed my head and shoulders were far above the bar, they are taking you away so far. So I say, oh, toe to toe we go. Oh, toe to toe. Oh, toe to toe we go, ever since you went away.
We played a lot of different places, but Weeds was sort of our home away from home. And every Saturday night, guitar players from all over would come down to the open mic and try to one-up each other.
Live, you are Weeds. 5055 North Dick, Chicago.
It was a time of playing constantly, busking on the streets, taking private lessons, going to jam sessions, and doing gigs like this art gallery opening. Then Navy Pier opened up a multi-million-dollar entertainment complex. I got in and played solo for a few months. They had me form Peer Pressure, a 3-year, 40-hour-a-week full-time job, a weekly paycheck with benefits, and we could play most any music we wanted to. The only catch, we had to dress like lumberjacks. We had a fully modified mobile musical instrument cart. It was a truck battery powered to handle like 1,000 watts of juice, and we could take it anywhere. We were like the Israeli Special Forces. We could swoop in virtually undetected and start playing at a moment's notice. And it was only like a 25-minute bike ride from my apartment. Then I tempted fate, just a little too late in the season. It was probably November, and I'm biking down right where Lakeshore meets the sharp bend, and there's no guardrail. It's just a straight shot down into the drink, like a little ski hill, and the waves have been splashing up, creating this thin coating of glare ice. And once my bike hit it, I went down like a ton of bricks. And I started to slide down this steep slope of glare ice into Lake Michigan. I'm wearing a winter coat and a double-neck guitar in a gig bag on my back. It's like wearing an anchor. And a split second before I sunk down and surely drowned, Peer Pressure popped into my head. And I knew I couldn't let those guys down. I love those guys. I sort of set up my own Scott Stenten Bachelors of Music program, becoming a full-fledged, obsessive-compulsive jazz snob/music geek. Money was always tight, but I'd always find a way to take private lessons with some of the great players in town. Question it, all those gaps that have been left, all those little things that have been passed over in the pursuit of having a finished product right away. All great musicians get to a point where they're no longer playing their instruments, they're playing ideas. Let the weight of your arm be the force that presses the note. Like bassist Larry Gray, feel how heavy your arm is. It's like the batter who says he can see the threads on a fastball before he pops it. You've worked it out so well that everything's in slow motion. Think about mechanics away from the instrument. Driving, jogging, watching TV, trying to fall asleep. Details like what notes are in a scale, chords, intervals, where notes from staffs fall on the neck. leaving no stones unturned. 1. Content of an idea, note for note, rhythm for rhythm. 2. Proper fingering. 3. In time. 4. Phrasing, shape, and dimension. 5. Inflection, articulation. Hear a drum set or a percussionist in your head when you're playing solo to help make it feel like you're playing with someone. Nuance is key. Subtle shading, dynamics, both hands working as one pulsating organism. True artists who find their own personality into a prolific body of work through perseverance and conviction. Ideas, they're like rabbits. You get a couple and you know how to handle them, pretty soon you got a dozen.
Tonight, so you take your keys and go. Pool shot, block, stop, something new. Why not? Hey, hi, Tuesday's cool. A talk that spins and captivates. An old friend's voice, a new one's face, a new road.
I kept trying to get a warmer, more acoustic sound on guitar, so I had Brad Larson make a 16-string double-neck archtop guitar.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys very much.
I started playing a lot of duo gigs with drummers like Darren Scorza, Joe Adamick, Mike Cassio, and Dede Sampaio. Dede's a badass Brazilian drummer, a transplant from Sao Paulo. I still wanted a more acoustic guitar sound, and that led me to the legendary luthier Steve Klein, who took on my next project and created the Klein double-neck 17-string guitar. With a range of over 5.5 octaves, it used many of Klein's guitar innovations, including carbon fiber to strengthen the back and necks, a dual truss rod on the upper neck, and a Weisenborn-style lower neck.
Certain night, the night we met, magic abound in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, a nightingale sang. Berkeley Square, may be right, and I may be wrong, perfectly willing to swear that as you turn and say goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. That lingers over London town, puzzled moon, she wore a frown. How could you know that we were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside town. They're paved in stars, such a romantic affair that as we kiss, say goodnight, a nightingale sings. Nightingale sang. A nightingale sang. A nightingale sang. A nightingale sang. A nightingale sang.
But really all this time I considered myself more of a student than like an artist. I was just trying to figure it out and find my own voice and trying to earn a living at the same time. But it just wasn't happening, you know? I kept searching for some sound that I couldn't find. But I reached a point where I wasn't getting any better. If anything, I was going backwards. And it started to overwhelm me. Getting gigs was a constant losing battle. I had to just get away from it. So I stopped playing and I took a job doing some office work. And after all these years of playing guitar and learning how to be relaxed, I found myself with an aching back and arms, all from working on the computer. So I tried to take the knowledge that I had from all these years of playing guitar and trying to not get carpal tunnel syndrome, put it towards working on computers. So I bought a book called Inventing for Dummies. I learned about computer keyboards and mice, and I started to make my own prototypes. I filed patents, and I came up with the ergonomic touchpad. People have said it's like the Swiss Army knife of the computer. It's a $30 mouse that you can set on your desk or attach clips to it so you can attach it to your keyboard. You can hold it like a remote control, a stylus so you can use it like a pen. I even made one for disabled people so they could control the mouse with their chin. I set up a website and started selling them online. I sent them to Italy, France, Australia, Canada, Hungary, Minnesota, and sales of the touchpads actually helped to support my guitar projects. Taylor Guitars had just come out with the Expression System, a new way to amplify the acoustic guitar. Paul Wolson and Lane Venden made me a new double neck guitar by sandwiching two guitars using magnets to hold them together. I really just want to play, you know, but who doesn't? There's so many distractions. Next for me is sort of a blur. I'm working on new tunes, new recordings, videos, some new products, a secret weapon for the capo clips, gigs. I just seem to move from one project to the next. Just like anything else, the grass is always greener on the other side. Believe me, there's a lot of stress and indecision in this. But what are you gonna do? I just keep pushing on.